All right, everybody. How's everybody doing out there today? 10 Tampa Bay, Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. Let's get this loaded up here for you. Friday, about 11:36 or so, and weekend is here, but we actually have some tropics that we have to talk about. And, you know, it's right in the backyard, so you may wake up this morning and go, 30% chance, what's going on here? We do look like we will see this try and develop. It's, again, 30% chance. It's not the biggest. But it has now been designated as Invest 90L, and I think really it's going to be mainly a little bit of a rainmaker as we get going through the upcoming, tail end of the weekend and into the beginning of next week more than anything else. So let's go over it. Good morning, everybody. Kelly, how are you? Sandy, how are you? Burning daylight here. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so let's get going. Now, 30% chance for development in the next 2 days and the next 5 days. Bottom line, we're focusing on those next 2 days, right? The center is sitting up here. You can see where it is here off of the Georgia coastline, South Carolina as well. But look where all the convection is, all way down here. It's all just getting sheared off, okay? This will actually change the weather pattern here for us this weekend. We'll get more of a north to northeast wind here over the next couple of days. And locally, these storms that you see here coming through Citrus County now, they'll be sliding southward through the area this afternoon and this evening. Winds currently, you can see, there's a little bit of wind picking up out here. Nothing terrible, right? But you do see that we've got a little bit of a closed low trying to form here. It's not closed off yet, but just nothing really impressive. It is over warm water, and that's something that we're going to have to watch. Keep in mind, it's sitting out over the Gulf Stream. This dark area you see right here, that is the Gulf Stream. It starts down here in the Western Caribbean, comes up. It's what's called the loop current, comes back down, and then right there it comes all the way up. So even if it's sat here for a while, it's sitting over a constant feed of warm water coming in underneath it. So it's something that we'd want to watch, right? Water temperature is not exactly that much warmer than normal, so it's about where it should be, a little bit warmer than normal, but not by much, by a degree or so. This is the spaghetti plot for it, and we just don't have anything to show you, at least not yet. They're starting to come in a little bit. The GFS ensemble, though, is coming down and breaking it apart and bringing it back over here. Winds right now are at 25 miles per hour, that's estimated. It's moving to the east-southeast at about 9 miles per hour, and the pressure's way up there, 1,017 millibars. That's nothing. That's nothing to be concerned about. Now, what's it going to do? Where's it going to go? Let's talk first the GFS. So you can see a broad area of low pressure right here. This is this morning, and watch as we go through tonight into early tomorrow morning. There it is. It's just a real broad area, likely sitting out here somewhere. Not terribly organized, right? This would not have a name or anything like that at this point. This is tonight. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, see this just real broad area of low pressure trying to move out over Florida. Now the actual center of the circulation could be out here. You're getting a little bit of lower pressures just from the daytime heating for us. Big ridge sitting out here, and that would tend to push it to the west. Some models are going to try and take it out to the northeast, but I think this thing just kind of does something like this and comes across. And really it just falls apart. I just don't think it's going to develop. This is Sunday at 9 p.m. You don't see the low up here, see the high up here. You don't see a bunch of circles here with deepening low pressure. So it's just not very impressive on at least the GFS model, right? And as we go through Tuesday, there's nothing out here. It kind of went something like this, right? There's just nothing there. So GFS actually looks pretty good. Let's go over and compare it with the European model. The yellow lines are the European. You can see it's got a little weak low here by Sunday afternoon, evening. It's doing the same thing. Brings something here and drags it across. Then as we get out into Monday evening, there's just nothing out here. I mean, maybe a low here. It's likely over in here somewhere. There's just nothing there. It tends to fall apart. So all of that is good news, right? That means that the models aren't jumping all over this. They're not saying that we're going to get this real strong thing developing. And one of the reasons why is wind shear. So here's the center here. Oh, didn't want to do that. Let's put this here. The center obviously is right in here at this point. But look where all the convection is. It's down over here because of this wind shear that's blowing off to the southeast. And you can see these cloud tops here. See all these cloud tops being blown off to the south? You may want that over here. You may want it over here to vent the storm, but you definitely don't want it right over the center if you want it to develop. It's just shearing this thing apart. Now here's the forecast model from the GFS for shear. There's where the center is. You can see the winds blowing this direction, right? That's why everything's getting blown apart. Now as we go through tomorrow morning, center perhaps in here, look at all the shear over top of it. So that's not relaxing. If you wanted it to develop, you would want this to relax, and it doesn't look like that's relaxing. Now a little bit on Sunday, but look, now the shear kind of comes in from the northeast. It's just kind of pushing it over. These white lines you see here, they're surface pressure. If there was, say, a tropical storm, you'd see a bunch of circles here, right? The GFS is not seeing that. So really good news. In fact, it still continues to see shear over top of the system, this time now coming in from the north and the east. And then by Monday, whatever it is sitting out in here somewhere, and it doesn't look like it's much at all, right? And there's still shear now coming in from the east on it. So this thing is just in a bad environment. I mean, yeah, the water's warm out here, but other than that, it's not in a very good environment for development. Now, here's what it may actually do. This is Friday, and here's all the moisture in the atmosphere. So where you see the darker greens, if we had that over top of us, we could get more showers and storms as we heat up in the afternoon. Watch what happens as we go through tomorrow afternoon. Look at the dry air that gets pulled in around the top of this. There's the center. These white lines you see are the surface winds, right? So it thinks the surface center is out here somewhere. You can see it's pulling up moisture around into the northeast, but it's also pulling in some dry air underneath it. This will actually cut our rain chances tomorrow. Now, we will get storms. The winds are out of the northeast. We'll get some, and they'll be late in the afternoon, but overall, it's not going to be a rain out for your Saturday. Now, let's go into Sunday. And yeah, we're starting to get a little bit more moisture. You see an easterly wind. We would expect that anyways. But again, you don't see any big circles here, lots of wind. You don't see any of that. Monday, after some more dry air tries to come through, look at all this moisture down here. I think Monday night and Tuesday, we could actually see some decent rains out of this. Overall, the forecast model is suggesting South Florida gets more rain than anything else. And we're just talking rain. We're not talking tropical storm, hurricane, anything like that. Not at this point, at least. Not in the modeling. And you can see by the time we get to Tuesday up here, you can see all the moisture that's sitting in here. And that's just going to come up. That's a southeast wind. That's the type of storms we get 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and they start inland and they come back towards the coast. So that's opposite of what we've been seeing lately this past week. So what's that look like on a forecast model? Here's the GFS model, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Weak low sitting here. Lots of moisture out here. Look, not much for us, right? We're relatively dry, but we will have some storms coming in this direction. Now let's go out to Sunday afternoon. Slightly better chance for afternoon storms. Still, maybe it's already crossed Florida and it's out over here. Just we're not seeing much in it. Then you go out to Monday afternoon. Here comes that heavier moisture I was talking about through the Bahamas, southeast Florida. And then we get into Tuesday, and we're starting to get a little bit better chance for rain. Wednesday, I think that continues as well too. But again, nothing big there. Here's the European model, which remember, the European model did not do well with Elsa, but it's actually kind of jiving a little bit with the GFS now. See the big ridge of high pressure here? There's one sitting way out here. There's actually another way up north as well. Here's tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon, 3:30. European says, something here. More storms than anything else, right? Then we go into Sunday afternoon, something in here. Very weak, whatever it is, just rain on the East Coast and off the East Coast. Then into Monday, yeah, we've got moisture moving over top of us. This is Monday afternoon, early evening. That just means it's afternoon and evening thunderstorms. That's all it means. Winds out of the east, southeast for Monday afternoon, 10, 15 miles per hour. Nothing. Now as we go into Tuesday, you can see whatever is kind of in here. You've got plenty of moisture coming in from the south and the east, so you end up with pretty good afternoon showers and storms. High pressure kind of building in this direction. So it just forces everything over there. So 2 models at least right there that are looking really good. Not saying much for development. Great deal. Winds. Let's look at forecast winds. This is for the GFS model. This yellow you see in here, this is about 20, 25 mile per hour winds. That's not a lot, right? That's out over the water. Nothing really for land. Maybe breezy for Jacksonville, of course, and that would be tomorrow afternoon. Let's go with Sunday. That's Sunday midday, and yeah, that's not barely even a breezy day at the coast. I mean, the East Coast. 10, 15 mile per hour winds, at the coast. Monday, nothing. Maybe 10 to 15 out over the Gulf of Mexico, a little bit here. Just, you see the numbers up here. You're not seeing much at all. So there you go. GFS not showing much wind. Now rainfall, and this is what I think primarily we'll have to deal with, right? You can see through Sunday where the heaviest rain is along the East Coast and, of course, down through South Florida and the Bahamas. And as we go out through Tuesday and the Tuesday night, again, not much. I mean, these blues are half an inch and a half of rainfall, and we're going to get that in a thunderstorm. So it's just not showing much. The moisture does add up as we go into this. Is going all the way through next week, so you expect to see this add up, but nothing major there either. Now, what do you feel about the name Fred? If it were to get a name, and I don't think at this point it's going to get that, it would be named Fred. All right. So, any questions out there? How's everybody doing? I'm just kind of looking at the 10 Tampa Bay. Let me see if I can pop up my Facebook page here as well too. Let's see if I have any questions. So guys, we're keeping an eye on this through the upcoming weekend. Again, I just don't think it's a big deal. Recon is going to go out. They're right now, at least, they're scheduled to go out tomorrow afternoon, early afternoon. They'll be out in it. And they'll be checking on it just to see what it looks like at that particular time. Well, I mean, right now, look, there's the convection. The center's right here. In fact, let's just zoom right down in here. You can see a little bit of storminess trying to fire up over here, a little bit of rotation, not by much. But we woke up this morning and people were like, oh, look at all that just off the coast. This is going to fall apart. This is likely to fall apart, and then we'll be watching this area in here to see what it wants to do. Duo says he loves it. He loves it. Let's see. Anybody else? Any other questions? Seeing anything? Glinda, you have anything? Venice? Cindy, how are you doing from Venice? Oh, yeah, Bunny, I do. I have my red tie on today. RED, remember everyone deployed. I wear that every Friday since about 2004. So it's been a while, but I haven't really talked about it, so I feel that's kind of defeating the purpose. So I should mention it. I just, I know what it's like. Well, I can imagine, I should say, to have friends or family members that are overseas serving, in the military, and they're gone forever. You know what I mean? They're gone for almost a year at a time sometimes. So I want to at least support them and their family members. Let's see. Watching from Eldwood, Indiana. Hey, Pat, how are you doing? Pat, no worries for you in Indiana from this system. I don't think it's a big worry for Florida either, but just a little bit of enhanced rain, especially Monday, Tuesday of this upcoming week. Now, look, things can change. The Hurricane Center is saying it has about a 30% chance of developing, so that's it's there. But right now, it's not. It's in a poor environment. It's in a tough environment. I mean, there's still warm water. Some of this shear that you see here is actually good because that vents the storm. I mean, that looks really decent right there, right? And we'll have to see if this holds together and what it wants to do. But that's probably going to end up continuing to drift off towards the south and then kind of weaken a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on it. Oh, ready to go, Rob. Hear you. Cool. Glad that you do the same thing. Okay, so don't forget, if you're watching on 10 Tampa Bay, my Facebook page is Bobby Deskins WTSP. And Twitter is the same, Bobby WTSP, and Instagram as well, too, which is Bobby D. Weather, I think, at Instagram. But check me out there. I don't always post on the 10 page, so I'll post on my page much more frequently, of course. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Of course, we'll keep you updated on air and all weekend long on social media, of course. Nothing to worry about at this particular point, but certainly something to still keep our eye on, right? Because look at that. That looks actually pretty impressive right now. And models will be coming in. Obviously, they're constantly coming in, but they'll be coming in throughout the afternoon. So you can go to 10tampabay.com/tropics, and you'll find there a page that's got all that data coming in constantly and updated automatically. So as soon as we get it, you'll see it right there. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you have a great Friday afternoon and weekend as well, too. Hot and humid out there if you're watching locally. I mean, just ridiculous. Heat index has been over 100 degrees since about 9 o'clock this morning in Tampa. So we're going to get some showers and storms this afternoon. They'll move from north to south, and that will help to cool us off. In fact, you can see them right in that area right there. Okay, that's it. Have a good one, guys. Hope you have a great weekend.